There we go.
There we go. Okay. So
Did you hear that you froze for a second?
Okay. Let me know if it's
Just
good
so you
now.
know. Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. So the cross guard, we did it when they're standing. You could do it when they're on the ground too. We didn't really go over that. It's pretty much the same idea, right? So I'm gonna go here, step there, I can come out. So it's the same idea. We're gonna talk
There,
about.
but there you grabbed on the outside, right?
Yeah,
The outside of the leg.
outside of the knee, this wrinkle here, it's a good grip. And then the cross grip, right? And don't go almost flat. That's something different.
Coach, are you grabbing her ankle or you're grabbing her pants?
I'm grabbing the wrinkle. Go to step your knee up.
I can't see your head's in the way.
Outside of her knee. I'm grabbing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, the pants.
When you're on the ground, you have, when they're on the ground, there's less movement involved on her part. So you kind of invert here, right? Because if she's standing, you have a lot of room. You understand? There's a lot of room here, right, to extend my leg. But if she's kneeling, she starts to crunch my knee. So I need to invert to get that straight leg, and then I can come in with stuff. Okay. So that would be the difference when they're kneeling. We're going to go over the arm bar. So what happens when you get to this spot, they start trying to control your leg. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to let go of the hand that has her sleeve, and I grab the other one. Remember when we had butterfly guard, we stripped the grip by kicking straight and pulling the sleeve? That's how we're going to strip, right? So I had the cross grip. She grabs my pant, and I let go, pull, and throw my hip up. Leg goes over the head. And then this doesn't need to be in the armpit anymore, so that also slips. Now I have my arm bar. So the arm bar, you could get it to where it's in the armpit as well. That's your preference, right? So just keep it basic, like the arm bars that we learned in Teach. That's why I didn't do the armpit. I hold the sleeve straight in. I can go belly down or belly up, right? Or in the armpit. So
And share with us why she would be grabbing with the free arm.
control, right? She doesn't want to let me just invert and do all the crazy stuff that I want. She wants to control me to stop what I'm doing.
So then that's your opportunity to grab that other arm.
Right. Let's practice that a little bit, the ones that can. When I kneel, see how it makes a wrinkle?
Right, this one was like, I got that in some.
Surgeon. Careful pushing your knee away. That switch. Straighten your leg, right? And then there's a lot of options, right?
I went away.
So if you have to go belly down, belly up, and
I did it a lot of times.
yeah.
Going inverted with somebody.
Do I really have to get that leg swung out that far?
You have to do the jiu-jitsu roll, berimbolo, invert, right? You got to get upside down. Otherwise, you don't really have the space. You end up, what I was talking to her, if you straighten your leg too early without inverting, you're just pushing me, right? So you're fighting your own grip. because my leg's only so long. I mean, my
I
arm.
wanna go
So you got to
this
invert.
way. Well, I have to invert.
Yeah. Invert.
And while keeping my foot on his, underneath his
Right.
underneath here.
Yeah. Same as yesterday.
Wow.
It's hard without gi. I couldn't hold Brian's hand.
Yeah.
So Arsenio could do this because he's mastered the roll.
Of course. This is piece of cake.
It's elementary now.
You gotta start doing the throw. So, but it just seems like I'm going against myself because that leg is still connected though.
Right. You have to move your hips. Move your butt.
Should I wear pants too? Yeah, put the pants on. Go ahead, grab the piece of the pants. There should be some good pants in there. Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna put on pants. I can grab the.
Okay. That might help.
Oh, might not.
That way.
Yeah. See, that's the roll. That's the roll. Wow.
That's probably what I would do,
That's the
Brian.
key to that thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is-
I mean, just so
It's, I mean, it's there. It's there, right?
It's there. Insert this like here. Yeah. And let it go. Uh-huh.
Oh, I gotta do it. I gotta do it like 100 times. Can we do it tomorrow, 1 hour?
Yeah.
Just do that. Just
Yeah,
do
just
that
ask
drill.
him.
Okay.
So,
Not when I first wake
what
up.
happened? Okay, let's
What are you saying? So I don't know
No,
when.
you can do it when I'm playing. Yeah, I'm just playing.
So I have them here. And you said you have the crease of the pants here?
Yeah, when they're kneeling, there's a nice little wrinkle that you could hold. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this puts up underneath here.
Right. So now bring your head towards his knee and go upside down. Yep, yep. Raise your butt in the air. It's like you're trying to do the jiu-jitsu roll, right? Yeah. So now, and you're going to practice that. So let's say you're there. He reaches with his left hand to control your knee, either knee, right?
Right.
Now you let go of the sleeve. This has to be quick because you're letting go of control, and your leg goes over the head, right? And then the other leg can slip over too. Yep.
But it stays underneath the shoulder, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the arm bar here.
Yeah. So I know you're still working on that roll. So once you get that roll down, this will be a little easier too.
But you never, when you do that arm bar, you never really. What's that? You never really get it, that arm bar. You just never do it. So here, I want to be enough distance to get.
You got to get your butt in the air.
So when he reaches over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And would he be in this position he's in now?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have to get upside down, but that's going to come with the roll, right? Once you get the roll down.
Right. Gotta get that roll, man. Well,
Yeah.
what way? I'm gonna try to do it while he's doing whatever. You want to take control of the screen again?
Say it again.
Take control of your screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you want to see it again?
No, I want to see you.
Okay. The inversion part.
Well, no, the whole thing, whatever you're doing, because I can't see you now. There you go. There you go. Right.
So it's my bad side, but go here, got the wrinkle, foot goes under the armpit. Now watch the motion of my leg. I'm gonna swing it out and up that way. And my butt goes in the air because I'm gonna swing back in. It's like that pendulum, right? So when I go upside down, she starts trying to control, I switch. That would have been belly down.
Right.
I'm seeing something that I wasn't doing. Let me see.
He teleported.
So you never took your foot off of here then?
No, not till I'm ready to finish.
Okay. And then you're swinging all.
Yeah, but his butt is in the air. He's getting up. Yeah, but see, look, try this. Try to see if you can get your hips up off the ground.
Basically,
You're not like that. You kind of have to get your hips up. Yeah. Well, not like that.
basically tornadoes
But
are
bend your
with
knees.
different grips.
You gotta bend. So look, you're staying square. There you go. Better. So one leg's gonna be up in his armpit. Yep.
And then he's trying to control the other leg.
And now he's
That's
trying
when
to
you
push
can
your knee,
armbar.
that's when you armbar.
So I gotta work on the
Yeah.
roll. Gotta work on that in the back.
Yeah, just take notes what you need to drill, right? So you don't forget, because we did so much stuff. And then you can always go back to the videos too. Maybe record the what date the video
It's
was.
called the.
I put dates on all the videos when they were.
No, but I'm saying, what roll is this again?
We call jiu-jitsu roll, but if you want the name a lot of people use is berimbolo. But that tends to be used in reference to a technique, not just the roll. So it's called going inverted.
Shoulder roll. Some people label their videos shoulder roll.
Yeah, side shoulder roll. Yeah.
I don't see it on the list of things for the blue belt.
It's in the warm-ups. Jiu-jitsu roll.
There you go. Okay. I see it now.
So, Arsenio, which double attack do you want to see? Any or
I didn't.
a submission, and I can combo it.
I was. That's what I was thinking. It's just a like I said, some type of combo that if you miss, I guess if you were to miss something,
Yeah.
that there's something else there. I don't know. In general.
I have one. We did it in a video. You probably forget it. I can show that. Actually, yeah. I got a perfect one. It's not.
Okay.
It's not the same thing I showed, but it's right there. All right.
Okay.
This one. Okay. So, got normal side control or Kiskatami, doesn't matter, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this arm on the other side of my head. So what I like to do that, I don't like to just put it there. It's too obvious that I want it there. I'll go for a key lock or something. And then when she gets out, look where she put it, right? She put it on the other side of my head to hide it, okay? So I want that, okay? I also want her arm out of the way. So I can do this in any order. I can go for the key lock and let that go there. And then look, if I hold my lapel, then it's stuck. Or I can push down on this and kneel over it. I could do that first, right? That's usually what I do. And then I go for the key lock here. And as she's escaping that, I'm also windshield wiping my feet. Okay? So we're working with both arms. Close one, we're pushing down, nailing over, windshield wiping our feet. This arm, going for a key lock, so when she straightens it, I could get it to the other side of my head, okay? So either order is fine. I like doing this arm to distract, and then this arm. So now we're here. This hand's gonna come back, thumb in the collar, right? Remember, I got this hand out of the way, I'm kneeling over it. Now I can step over the head and drag my foot back, and this is for a choke, right? So I have my wrist is against her neck and my Achilles against her neck. If this fails, I can let go of the gi, and I have the reverse armbar here. That's the double attack there. So she's trying to frame, push it down, kneel over. go for my key lock while she's distracted. I switch my legs and catch the arm. Now my hand, if you want to be extra secure, you hold your own lapel, reaching down, get the gi right at the tag, and then I take your big step over and drag your foot. Now I'm leaning, I don't lean forward too much. It's mostly wrist pressure into the neck.
Stop,
And then if I can't get that,
stop.
get the reverse arm. That's one of the double attacks that you could do. There are a lot of them.
Yeah, I like that.
You want to try that?
So that arm's in there pretty tight.
Yeah, it's there. It's like well, you know, like the reverse arm bar. It's just kind of hanging out there, and then
Right.
when you're ready to go for it, then I line everything up.
Then you line it up.
Yep. You want to try that on your dummy?
Yeah, let me get that because I can probably do that.
You want to try it?
Underneath your knee.
Don't forget your teeth. Switch your, yeah, because that one needs to step over. And then drag it against my neck, close to my shoulder.
That's gonna be the arm bar.
A little lower. Yeah.
So,
There.
I'm gonna grab my lapel to keep you. Arm.
Make sure my thumb is right in the crease, not my thumb, but my wrist, but that part of it. Oops.
I can get this yourself. Yeah.
If I hand that in
music katami.
there. Is it choke?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's tight, that tight?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So then,
Because you're driving.
Outside. That's gonna come here.
So hold your own lapel with the left hand. Yeah, it's stuck now.
feels good.
You get underneath the elbow.
Take a huge step. Yeah, and then drag it. Oh, yes. You're too high on my arm. Under the elbow. Under. Yeah, that was good. It was a perfect spot.
Step over.
I was waiting for you to get here, and you got right there. It's actually better.
There. If not.
Head on the, head over the good short.
Okay.
So what you do to take, let's say this is the guy's neck, the head's here, and that's the neck. You don't want to, like, so I try to step as close to the wall as I can. Look, I want to step way over there. Step this, and then look. Drag it. That's how you make sure you,
Don't hit that.
right. Because you stomp on his head,
Yeah,
and they're like, what are you doing? You know? So you got to make sure.
it's a big hit.
Big step,
Okay.
exaggerated. Like I'm trying to step way far, yeah, and then drag it.
Sorry, I was listening.
Oh, sorry.
So, no, I was listening. That's good. So, Hazy Katami, right?
Yep.
So I have that underhook on the
Yeah,
opposite
but
side.
so like, let's say he's framing, right? You have an underhook, but he's also got his arm in your
Oh.
neck.
So he'll be like right here.
Yeah, that's usually where they are. And then this one near your
That's
leg,
gonna be.
the elbow is going to be close to your hip. Right?
Oh, so so I gotta
Trying to
pull him.
frame. Yeah.
Right.
So you're going to push that down, kneel over it.
So,
With
and it's outside.
Yep.
Right. Outside.
And then that's where I go for the key lock.
Right here.
And then he's going to hide it on the other side of your head. And yeah, and switch your feet. Good.
So it pops here.
Yeah, so now you
And
have
then-
a step over, a clear path. So you're
So
smaller.
grab first, right?
Yeah. Yep. Get your
Grab.
grip.
First.
Big step. Nice. And then drag
And
that. Good. That's a good choke there.
here.
Let's say you miss that. Now you let go of the collar. And you're going
And
to
then
use
come up
that
here.
to help you do your reverse armbar.
And then
Yeah.
Like,
You can
so
pick
you
him up
have-
sideways if you want. He doesn't have to be
Yeah.
on his back anymore.
doesn't have to be flat.
Right. In
Okay.
fact, it's usually better if he's sideways.
Yeah. See, that's nice.
Coach, once,
Good double attack.
once he, Coach, once he gets the choke, go back to the choke. And if that fails and he goes to the arm
Right.
bar, does he leave his leg there?
Yes. Yeah, there's no reason to take it off.
And then, okay, what grip do I use? This one?
I would go underhand just like that. Yeah. And pull his elbow towards your chest.
Under.
No, but you're not getting, you're squeezing the tricep, but squeeze your head.
Yeah, you want the
more.
pressure at the elbow. The tricep tendon hurts, but you want to break, right? So go close to the elbow.
There you go. Yeah, but you're off my body.
Yeah, I'm upper body, I know, but I'm trying to get it.
Yeah. And it's okay to pull him sideways. It's
Okay.
okay to lift him a little.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're not getting an arm bar.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not.
Okay, now you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Right there.
okay.
Right.
You gotta like, because they can just turn their hand out of that.
They can turn their thumb up if you're not squeezing their wrist with your, like, remember the old phones, the landlines? You had to
So you
hold,
want to keep
yeah, you had to hold it like this so you wouldn't drop the phone. You're gonna hold his wrist like that, thumb towards your neck.
Right.
Squeeze it. Because if he can turn his thumb out of there, he can bend his elbow and take it out.
Right.
So I'm here. I want to get this arm, trap this arm. Since you went over, but I got good pressure there?
Not really. Get out of this. Oop. No, no.
Okay.
The,
And then I
the other benefit of this, Arsenio, is
Yeah.
he can't push your leg off his neck to make space because you're holding his arm. Right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he can't really defend very good because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that arm is, you're going to get that arm either way.
yeah, it's stuck.
Well, hell, that's essentially, that's a triple attack.
Well, you're just keeping him from defending it. There is
No,
more.
I'm saying, because you
There's-
figure, I mean, that's key lock,
Yes.
you know, choke, and
You're right.
armbar.
You're right. Yeah.
You know, so
Yep.
that's one more than I asked for. I asked for double.
Well, I'm going to give you one more. All right, so look at this. Let's say, same thing.
And then
You don't have it.
So we went here, boom, lock, boom, missed all that. So now, if I'm missing all that, what I can do, I take my foot off the arm, and this knee goes to the mat, scooping up her head. And I'm gonna reach back and grab that arm. I roll, and lock my triangle.
Space.
What?
You get a little bit of.
Or an inch.
what is the principle? We see.
So they're here, pushed it down, right? I already got it there, I don't need the key lock. Boom,
Right.
stepped over. That's a tap 2. 3 didn't work. So now look, scoop the head, take the foot off, and I like to cross my feet just so it's like diamond, so there's no way out. I roll, grabbing the arm. When you pull the arm, there's gonna be nice room to lock your triangle. And you also still have that reverse arm bar.
But is that really a triangle? It's more of an arm bar.
That's called a reverse triangle.
Reverse triangle. That's what I was going to ask.
Well, technically, inverted triangle.
Inverted triangle.
The
Okay.
inverted and reverse can be very confusing.
You that one?
Right.
It's not even-
Yeah. Inverted, you are north-south, but the reverse you are too.
Yeah.
So they're very similar.
So
Okay. I don't know if I have the room to roll that.
Yeah, you just need enough room for one forward roll.
I might be able to.
you might grab it back a
Is that
little
like
more.
an angle?
So. Can you hear a break? Coach,
Yeah.
so I'm here. Start here,
Yes, here.
control. Start going for the key lock. Press up.
Here.
Now, are you grabbing your own, which lapel are you grabbing? The one closest to him?
It doesn't matter, but you'll probably grab the one on the right is easier.
Now, you missed the reverse.
Yeah, so now scoop his
So-
head with the left foot. So
So
you're
this
gonna bring your
this
knee
knee
to the
goes
mat.
to the ground.
Yep,
Okay.
scooping his head. And then reach behind you, make sure his arm, take your foot off, make sure his arm is in there and cross your feet.
So the arm would have to be underneath.
Yep, and then you may have to, because he's not gonna reach anywhere, you're gonna reach back and make sure you're pulling on his arm.
Right.
You can lock a better triangle. Now you could do this while you're on top, or you can do it while you're rolling, or you can do it after the roll. Whatever is easiest.
Okay. So
And you-
probably, because I don't have any resistance or anything, it'd probably be easy after.
Right.
So
you're
from
gonna
here,
Roll
you
over
got the arm
right. Yeah, you
and the
might
leg.
need to adjust because you're gonna roll over your right shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So the shoulder that's next to
Yeah,
his body?
the one that you're. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So the one that you're holding. Yeah, I don't really gotta.
So in this case here,
I gotta back up.
Coach, I let go of the,
Scoop his head, your leg.
I go here to the
So
reverse
here.
arm.
Yeah,
And
scoop
this
his head with your leg. You
So
got it. Scoop
here,
his head with your leg and cross your feet under his arm. Reach back and pull on his arm with your. You should still have his arm tied up by your neck. You never let go of that. Reach back with your right hand and grab his arm. No, you're right.
Reach over here.
Yeah, go get it. And now roll. Roll, and when you roll over your left shoulder, roll over your left shoulder. Roll, 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 roll. Roll. So your feet should be crossed, and that's going to help. Now,
Damn, I'm not gonna be able to roll over here.
okay, so just pull his arm and cross your triangle. You could do it on top too.
Yeah, he's
The
tapping.
thing is, if the bottom guy is not rolling, he's not going to get out of the triangle either. For him to escape the triangle, remember all of our escapes were on our knees, right? So he wants to take that roll so he can get up on his knees and defend with better leverage and better posture, right? If he's on the ground, you have all the leverage. And so he's going to have a tough time down there.
I have to be here and roll that way. Into this position.
But that was 4. That was a quadruple attack.
well, you'll end up belly down, right?
Um,
On that one or no? Did
No,
you end up
belly
belly
up.
down? Or?
because you're going to tuck
You did end.
and roll.
Oh, that's right. When you come up. Yeah.
Yep.
This case, Coach, if I'm here and I have his arm, I want to roll that way.
Right. So look
Right.
to your right and roll over your left shoulder. Yeah. And then,
Up here.
then you tighten your triangle.
You don't really roll it, you know, just like flop over your back.
So I want to be here. And then.
They'll lock it up under their armpit.
Okay, you wanna try to-
You lock the other way, it's not as good.
So. Now, which leg is over which leg here?
It doesn't matter so much yet.
You grab this one.
There you go. Now
There it
lock.
is.
So now your left leg goes over the right. Your knee should go over your ankle.
Okay, just relax.
Yeah.
So my left leg should go over,
The left knee should go over the right ankle.
Right there?
Yeah, he's tapping.
Huh?
Yeah, he's tapping.
Your son is passing out.
So I know my homework. Rolls and more rolls and more rolls.
Rolls, taking your feet off the mat, getting your butt in the air, all the weird stuff.
Sitting down, standing up.
Yeah.
You're back. All right. You can literally do that with your right.
Yes.
Can you give me one?
All right.
That's yeah, that's great.
You like that one?
Well, that's a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's where, okay, you know, they're not giving you this, you know, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll take this. You
And
know,
that's how most of the double attacks, they should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, I can't get this key lock, so I'm just going to knee bar them, right? It shouldn't be
Right.
so far apart. The
Right.
double attacks are they're intricate and they're very close, right?
Right.
They're close to each other. And ideally, they set each other up like the mousetrap, right? Like this.
Right.
They set each other up, you know. The key lock gives you the reverse arm bar, right? And we're talking about that with submissions, but that should be how your passes and your sweeps work too, right?
Right.
You know, these movements set up the next sweep. If this sweep doesn't work because they're defending this way, it gives me this type of guard, which gives me this sweep, right? Or this sweep goes right into that sweep, right? Plan A, plan B, you know, they
Right.
should all work that way. That's how I try to teach it anyway. You know?
Now this is, I don't know. I mean, if it's the proper way to do it, and you also take what they give you, correct? So if you know, like we were saying earlier, where you know Rita, you know, automatically put her hand next to your, you know what I mean, to your ear. So it's like, forget the key lock in that scenario.
Right. Yeah.
If,
I'm not
you know,
going to force something that's not there. And yes, I'm taking them what they give me, but I'm also guiding them to give me certain things. Right? So in this case, put her hand by my neck. She knows it shouldn't be there. I guided that to happen. Right.
Right.
You want to guide them into mistakes. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you're setting traps. Right.
Right.
Doing the regular triangle. It's good. Should be more of an angle, but it's good.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Go back. Right, you're trying to break. You're trying to do that.
You want this on, you want this on.
No, no.
You want that arm forward across your center line.
This way.
Grab your ankle.
See the angle? He got a little more angle. Still a lot of shoulder in there. There you go. Good. Now lock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I want this pretty much perpendicular to his head.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And ideally, the shoulder disappears, right? When you don't have the angle, you see all of his shoulder inside there. But when you put the angle and you lock, you're at the insertion of his shoulder, which is where it goes into the
Put his
arm,
hand in
right?
his pocket. Like
So
you-
then you're squeezing less of a muscle. It's easier to squeeze the triangle.
the hand that you're holding, you have to put it in the pocket. Like, see that you're holding the hand, you gotta put it more sideways.
She's telling you pull his arm across more, so it's totally out of the way. Yep.
Now he's gonna feel it.
I want the arm this. Oh,
Yeah.
Right there,
Right.
right there. Now you close. Same time you go with the hand.
Yeah, and once you get it there, you don't need to worry about it anymore because it's stuck in the crease of your leg and his chin. Yep.
You can choke.
There you go. Nice. So you've been practicing that one? He's lightheaded. You've been practicing that one?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's looking good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to get the normal triangle before I try other ones.
Right, right. That's what you want to do. right? A lot of this stuff we're showing because it's so fun and exciting and we have a whole hour, but
Right.
really we want to drill the basics so that way we can do these more advanced moves better, right?
Right.
We just did 4 submissions in a row. We chained them together. But honestly, if we can't do each one perfect, we don't have business mixing them yet, right? So we have the key lock, right? That's pretty easy. Reverse armbar, that's pretty easy. So if we're drill these separate, we can combo them really good. But if we're not good at one of them and they're going to escape that, we're definitely not setting them up for the next one, you know? So it's really good to drill them separate too.
Yeah, my question is like most people aren't gonna like give up one of their arms.
Right.
To get
That's what I was
into
telling
a-
Arsenio when you guys were practicing. Because I always say I take what they give me. I always say that. But really what I'm doing is I'm guiding them to make a mistake, right? When you go for the key lock, the defense is, one of them anyway, is to straighten the arm, turn the thumb down. Well, now they got to hide it or else you're going to do mousetrap. So they hide it where? Behind your neck. That sets them up for the reverse armbar. And they froze. I don't know if they heard that, but did you hear all that?
No, because your screen's not primary.
Okay.
No, but I didn't hear it. Like,
So what I was saying is that when you go for the key lock, their defense is to straighten their arm, turning their thumb down, and they bend it. But that sets them up for the Kimura, which is one of our other double attacks that I teach. So to avoid that, they need to hide their arm somewhere. Where's the next best spot? Behind your back or neck, which sets you up for the reverse armbar, right? So yeah, they're not going to give it to you, but you can guide them into making those mistakes. And we're setting traps. That's what I was telling Arsenio before.
right. How would I set somebody up for, let's say, like a triangle, like a normal triangle?
Set them up for what?
Like a normal triangle.
Normal triangle? Okay. So I'll show just something off the top of my head. Okay.
Your screen primary though?
Let's say I want a triangle and I want to set them up for a triangle. So normally I'm in closed guard in the sleeves, at least that's where I teach most of the starting positions, right? So I have this here. Let's say I want to do a scissor sweep, right, to set this up. And to do the scissor sweep, I turn sideways and I bring my shin through, and I'm going to be able to sweeper here, right? So what some people will do is, I do this all the time actually, I'll hold the belt or the pants, and I put my forearm in the way. So that way they can't get their knee across. See, she's fighting my knee with her forearm. What I can do, step on the hip, put my shin over the bicep, straighten my leg, that strips the grip, right? Now I rotate, and look where she is, right? So scissor sweep, I'm trying to do that. She gets her hand in the way. This time she's using her hand on my knee, that's fine. I roll my knee over the bicep, straighten the leg, sliding over, and then I can start working my triangle. So that's one way. Another good one is spider guard, but that's a good way. You guys can try that. Yeah, but first get a collar grip and the sleeve grip, right? And you know how to do the scissor sweep? Go ahead and do one of those just so we know what's going on. Yeah, good. All right, so now go back. So now, Juan, what you're going to do to stop that, you could just like hold his, since he doesn't have gi pants, you can just hold the lapel with your left hand and back up a little, Lucas, like take your leg out. Don't do that yet. He's going to defend that from happening. He's going to put his arm in the way. Like, so go back.
No, take your knee out.
A little bit. Take your knee out. Yeah. Now, Juan, take your left hand, hold his lapel. Yep. But put your forearm inside his knee so he can't get his knee across. Yeah. So now you're blocking it, right? Now you can't scissor sweep. So don't use your foot. Use your knee on the bicep.
Okay.
And push his arm with your shin. See how it strips the grip? Now the leg goes over the head.
Position, right. I'm sure.
Boom, leg over the head, and lock your triangle. There you go. Yep. So that's one way to set it up.
Okay. So it's from the defensive sweep.
So
Right.
what I,
You're getting him to respond properly, but it sets him up for something else.
Right. So I'm gonna try to go in for the sweep and then.
Yeah. Yep. Because we need a predictable response, right? Otherwise, we can't set our trap. We need to know what they're going to do. So we gotta do a technique that makes them want to do what we want them to do. Right? That's why some of the guys you're watching, Arsenio, they're big time back takers, because when you go for someone's back, they have to make a decision. I either fight this and he might get 4 points if I mess up, or I can yield and just give up the 2 points for the sweep. Right. And so that gets them free guard passes, or free sweeps, right? Because people don't want to give up the 4, they'd rather give up the 2.
Well,
So,
that or the submission, because like I said, you gotta.
Yep.
You know what I mean, that's a much more dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah. So they're doing double and triple attacks on back takes, right? And sweep.
Right.
Yep. No, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
Because you don't do that.
All right, let me stop the recording and then we can do some question and answer.